Good morning, dear cadets. So, as you know that we have switched over to the new methods of teaching online classes, that is through WebEx. Okay. Now in WebEx, what was there in the last week, means Monday and Tuesday, I could not take class properly due to technical issues. So almost 2 periods I have lost. To compensate those 2 periods, I am preparing normal video and I will upload on YouTube so that your loss can be compensated. Okay? And next week onwards, if things are okay, we will take in the WebEx. If I am not satisfied with the WebEx, and means if you are not getting, then I will keep on uploading normal video on YouTube. So please watch those videos. Okay. So today I am starting from where I started teaching in the WebEx. So that is the physical property of acids. Okay. So what are the physical properties of acids? You know, acids are sour in taste. It turns blue litmus red, but red remains red. Okay. It turns blue litmus red, but here right, red litmus remains red. Okay. It turns methyl iron solution red. It is corrosive in nature. So these are the physical properties of acids. Acids are sour in taste. They turn blue litmus red, but red litmus remain red. They turn methyl iron solution red. They are corrosive in nature. So these are the physical properties of acids. Now let us move towards the chemical properties of the acids. So as far as the chemical properties of the acids are concerned, we have to discuss the chemical nature of the acids. So there is a separate topic in this unit only. Separately we will discuss chemical nature of the acid. But here what I am going to discuss here, I am going to discuss here how acids react with metal, how acids react with carbonate and bicarbonate, how acids react with the metal oxides. Okay, what is the electrical conductivity of acids? Those chemical property of acids I am going to discuss here. Okay. So in this category, the first one is the reaction of acid with metal. Means how acids react with the metal. So as you know, basically there are 3 categories of metals. Metals which are having very high reactivity. Okay. In the first unit only I taught you the activity series. So some of the metals which are placed above, okay, they are very reactive metals like potassium, sodium. They are very reactive metals. Now metals which are having moderate reactivity, so they are placed above the hydrogen, just above the hydrogen, like lead is there, Sn is there, zinc is there. These are the metals which are having moderate reactivity. And third category metals are metals which are placed below the hydrogen in activity series or reactivity series, like copper, gold, silver, platinum. So these are least reactive metal. So how many category of metals are there? There are 3 category of metals. The first one is highly reactive metal like sodium, potassium. Moderate reactive metals like zinc, lead, tin, Sn, the antimony. These are moderate reactive metals. Okay. Always remember, very reactive metal and moderately reactive metals, they are placed above the hydrogen in reactivity series. But least reactive metals like gold, silver, copper, platinum, they are placed below the hydrogen. So there are 3 category of metals: highly reactive, moderate reactive and least reactive. Okay. So with the 3 category of metals, acids react differently. So here what I am taking here one common general example of metal. Okay. So generally when metal react with acid, it forms salt and hydrogen gas. That is very important gas. Means this is the common expression. Okay. Metal reacts with acids or react with metal, they form salt and hydrogen gas. Okay, so here I have made one diagram also, will explain also. In the first physics class, one boy has asked, I don't remember his name, that what is the function of soap solution. So today I am going to explain that one also. Okay, so just to see reaction with metal. Okay, so metal react with acid and they form salt and water. So as a representative of metal, I am taking here zinc. Okay, what is there? Zinc. Zinc reacting with acids. Okay, so what kind of acids I am taking? Always remember, basically there are two category of acids. Please remember this one, dilute acids. I am writing this side and will write the meaning of dilute and concentrate. Okay, so just to see, first you understand the meaning of dilute acids. Dilute is the short, means DIL is the short form of dilute. Okay, just see, dilute, here I will write DIL. So this is the short form of dilute. Another term is concentrate. Concentrate. Okay, this short form of concentrate is CONC. Okay, now understand the meaning of dilute and concentrate. Concentrate means less water and more of acid. More of acid. Okay, and what is the meaning of dilute? More water and less of acid. Less of acid. Okay, more water and less of acid. Less water and more of acid. That is the meaning. Means in concentrate acid, acid is more, water is less. In dilute acid, what is there? Water is more, acid is less. Just try to understand. In the common life, I will give you the example. Just suppose you have made the sugar solution. Okay, if sugar is more, water is less, so that solution is concentrate solution. But if sugar is less, water is more, that is dilute. Like common example of milk. If in the milk water is more, that is diluted milk. If milk is more, water is less, then what is there? That is concentrated milk or thick milk. So concentrate means thick and dilute means thin. I hope that you understand the meaning of dilute and concentrate, because these are the two terms which will be used frequently throughout the syllabus of chemistry. So it is better to understand this one here only. Okay. So now as a representative, I have taken zinc as a metal. When zinc is reacting with, now just see, here dilute hydrochloric acid, dilute HCl, dilute H2SO4. Okay, these are the acids. Okay, similarly we can write conc, CONC, conc H2SO4, conc HCl. Okay, conc H2SO4, conc HCl, concentrate. Okay, so zinc, I am making zinc reaction with one acid. Let us say I have taken here HCl. So here ZnCl2 plus H2 gas. Now for the evolution of gas, this is the sign. What is this one? Upward arrow, which indicates that hydrogen gas is evolving. Okay, I hope that you understood this one. Okay, now try to understand here. You can take, now just see how this is the metal, this is metal, what is this one? This is acid, what is this one? This is salt, what is this one? This is hydrogen gas. What is this one? Hydrogen gas. And now try to understand here, very simple thing is there. Just see, reaction is not balanced, but just see how I wrote ZnCl2. Zinc is reacting with Cl negative. Okay. So zinc is 2 positive, Cl is single negative. So crisscross this one, this is ZnCl2. What is this one? ZnCl2. Okay. I hope that you understand this one. This is zinc chloride and this is salt. Okay. Now you may take zinc solid and their reaction with the H2SO4. So now here what is there? Zn this is metal, this is acid, this is salt, and this is hydrogen. What is this one? This is hydrogen. Okay, and now try to understand. Here zinc is reacting with Zn2 positive, SO4 2 negative. So crisscross this one. This is ZnSO4. What is this one? ZnSO4. Zinc sulfate. This is salt. Means what is the conclusion of this reaction? The conclusion of this reaction is when metal react with acids, basically dilute acids. Both are example of dilute acids only. Always remember. Okay, I am not talking of once I wrote here write aqueous, here also write aqueous. It means what is there? Please put here too. It means aqueous word means it is dilute only. Okay, so when metal react with the dilute acids, it forms salt and hydrogen gas. Okay, and now just same reaction I am just showing in one of the experiment, and this reaction is there in your practical syllabus. Okay, subject enrichment. Okay, if possible, if you join the school, then those activity must be completed in the laboratory. Just see, this is iron stand, this is one test tube. Okay, now here what you have taken? Here you have taken dilute H2SO4 or dilute HCl. Either one acid you can take. And here what are these? These are granulated zinc. Granulated zinc. Okay. Granulated zinc means it is not a special. Granules of zinc you have to take. Then this reaction will be there. And now H2 gas is evolving. This H2 gas will pass through this pipe. Okay. And now it will be collected here. What is this one? This is soap solution. What is this one? Soap solution. So why we have taken soap solution? We have taken soap solution because of two reasons. Number one, soap solution very easily forms the bubbles. Number one thing. Okay. Second one thing, soap solution bubbles can store the hydrogen gas. It can store the hydrogen gas. And hydrogen gas, once it contains the hydrogen gas, it becomes lighter and it rises up. Okay, so just see, it forms light bubbles easily and absorb H2 gas, hence risen easily. Okay, now it will rise. Just see, this H2 gas, actually this H2 gas should come here in the soap solution. Now just see, now this H2 gas will be absorbed by the soap bubbles, and those bubbles now they are lighter now. Now they will rise up. Now this is soap bubbles only. Both are soap bubbles. They are also soap bubbles. So soap bubbles containing H2 gas. Okay. Now this is burning candle. What is this one? Burning candle. Now this burning candle, when you bring near the test tube, when you bring this one near the hydrogen gas, means near the soap bubbles which are containing or which have contained the hydrogen gas. So hydrogen gas burns with pop sound. No other gas will burn with the pop sound. This is the characteristics of hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas only burns with pop sound. Okay. So H2 gas burns with pop sound. The production of H2 gas proves that when acids react with metals, they produce hydrogen gas. So this is all about the reaction of acids with metal. I am telling you that as a representative of metal, I have taken here zinc metal. Okay. So this is all about the function of soap bubbles. Soap bubbles, they easily form, they can store, they can contain the hydrogen gas, and they rise up very easily. Okay, so these are the reasons, that is why we have taken here soap solution. Okay, so in this way, this activity also I have explained, and general reaction also. Okay, now just see, we can determine the reactivity of different metal with a particular acids also. Okay, so let me rub this one, afterwards I will tell you. So okay, so reactivity of different metals with a particular acids. Okay, just see what I did. I took 4 test tube. How many test tube I have taken? 4 test tube. Test tube A, B, C, D. Okay, same amount of different metal and the same acids we have taken. Are you getting my point or not? Same amount of different metal. Like in test tube first, I took magnesium. In test tube, zinc. Test tube third, iron. Test tube 4, copper I have taken. But just see, here magnesium is 2 gram only, zinc is 2 gram only, iron is 2 gram only. Okay, and copper is also 2 gram. Okay, but just see, metal is different, acid will be same. That is why what is the heading? Reactivity of different metals with a particular acid. Okay, so acid is hydrochloric acid only. In all the 4 test tube, just see, HCl 5 milliliter, HCl 5 milliliter, HCl 5 milliliter, HCl 5 milliliter. Okay, so means what I did, I took same quantity of different metal with same acid having same quantity. Okay, so acid is HCl only, but their quantity is what? Their quantity is 5 milliliter in all the 4 metal with. Okay, now metal quantity is also same only, but they are different metal. So what we are doing, we are determining the reactivity of different metal with a acid, with a particular acid. So here HCl is acid and metals are zinc, iron, copper and magnesium. In test tube A, magnesium. Test tube B, zinc. Test tube C, iron. Test tube D, copper. Okay, and now just see what would happen in test tube A, B, C, D. Just see. Test tube A, magnesium solid will react with HCl, and what does it form? It will form MgCl2 aqueous plus H2 gas. Okay, now next test tube, what is there? Next test tube, zinc is there. So zinc solid plus what is there? HCl. So what is this one? ZnCl2 aqueous plus H2 gas. In test tube third, what is there? Iron is there. Fe solid plus 2HCl. So FeCl2 aqueous, this is salt, plus H2 gas. In all the cases, what is happening? Hydrogen gas is involved. Next one is copper solid plus 2HCl. Always remember, this is aqueous. HCl is aqueous. What is the meaning of aqueous? Means dilute only. Here what is there? No reaction. No reaction. Always remember, metals which are placed below the hydrogen in reactivity series, they do not react with the dilute acids. Means just see, how many metals are placed below the hydrogen in reactivity series? Copper, gold, silver, platinum. That is why they do not react with the acids. Just see here, magnesium is reacting with HCl, iron, zinc, they are reacting with HCl, but copper no reaction, does not react, because copper is placed below the hydrogen in reactivity series. Okay, that is why it does not displace hydrogen from dilute acid, or you can say it does not react with dilute acids. Okay, and now just see, our purpose is to determine the reactivity, and now just see how we will determine the reactivity. See the observation. Okay, at a time only you are doing this one. First you have taken 5 milliliter of dilute acids and 2 gram of magnesium. Here you have dropped. Here 2 gram of zinc. Here 2 gram of iron. Here 2 gram of copper. Okay. Now observe. What you will see, that magnesium is reacting with HCl very vigorously. So Mg react vigorously. Zinc also react, but it reacts less vigorously than magnesium. Iron reacts but slowly, okay, and copper here does not react. This is our observation. So on the basis of their reactivity, on the basis of their vigorousness to react with the HCl, we can determine the reactivity. So what is the order of reactivity? Order of reactivity. Order of reactivity. So what is the order? Magnesium is reacting fastly, vigorously. So the order of reactivity, magnesium is most reactive. And after magnesium, what is there? After magnesium, zinc, then iron, and then at the end, copper is there. Okay? Are you getting my point or not? We have taken 4 metals, and on the basis of their reactivity with a particular metal, we have determined their reactivity order. This is the reactivity order. Means what I want to convey you, with respect to the particular acid, we can determine the reactivity of metals, okay, as we did here. In this way, this is also completed. Means all the aspects of acid and their reaction with the metals I have covered. Now reaction of acids with carbonate and bicarbonate. Okay, so now reaction of acids with metal carbonate and bicarbonate. Okay, first you understand what is carbonate and bicarbonate. Okay, so just see here, CO3 2 negative. Okay, what is this one? This is carbonate ion. What is this one? Carbonate ion. Okay, HCO3 single negative. This is bicarbonate. What is this one? Bicarbonate ion. This is also known as hydrogen carbonate. What is this one? Hydrogen carbonate. Okay, this is bicarbonate ion. This is hydrogen carbonate ion. Okay, are you getting my point or not? Okay, so understand the meaning of metal carbonate and bicarbonate. Now suppose one metal is reacting with carbonate, say sodium. Sodium is a single positive, carbonate is 2 negative. So what would be there? Na2CO3. So this is, its name is sodium carbonate. But sodium is metal, so it can be called as metal carbonate. Okay, let us see calcium. Ca2 positive, CO3 2 negative. This one. So this is CaCO3. This is calcium carbonate. This is also metal carbonate because calcium is an example of metal. Okay, now same way bicarbonate. So just try to understand. Here you take, let me rub this one. So metal carbonate, what I want to convey you, what are the metal carbonate? Means metal carbonates are those compounds which contain one metal and carbonate ion. Just see, one metal is sodium here, carbonate, this is the ion, this is metal, this is carbonate. So this is metal carbonate ion. Okay, so this is metal carbonate ion, or you can say metal carbonate compound. Okay, what about bicarbonate? Same way bicarbonate compound also you can make. Remember, bicarbonate is a common name. Hydrogen carbonate is IUPAC because here hydrogen is there and carbonate is there. That is called bicarbonate in common system of nomenclature. And now just see what is bicarbonate. Just see here, bicarbonate. See, this is HCO3 single negative. HCO3 single negative. Let us see, sodium is reacting with this one. So what is this one? This is NaHO3. NaHCO3. So this is sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium bicarbonate. But sodium is a metal, so we can say metal bicarbonate or metal hydrogen carbonate. Okay, you can take calcium also. Just see, Ca2 positive, HCO3 is single negative. So crisscross this one, CaHCO3. And now just see, if you will write 2 here, so it will become 32, and that 2 is applicable for entire HCO3. So now whole twice, CaHCO3 whole twice. This is calcium bicarbonate. This is sodium hydrogen carbonate. This is calcium hydrogen carbonate or calcium bicarbonate. Now this is metal bicarbonate. So what are the metal bicarbonate? Metal bicarbonates are those compounds which contains one metal along with bicarbonate ion. Like here HCO3 ion, here also HCO3 ion is there. Okay. So I hope that you understand the meaning of metal carbonate and metal bicarbonate compound. Now our topic is how acids react with metal carbonate and bicarbonate. So remember, metal carbonate and bicarbonate, they react with dilute acids. Remember, here we are talking of dilute acids only, and they form salt water and another important gas, that is called carbon dioxide gas. So now let me run this one and we'll take one of the example and we'll complete that reaction. How the metal carbonate and bicarbonate react with the acids. So just see here, as a metal carbonate I am taking here an A2CO3, and as an acid I am taking HCl. You can take H2SO4 also. And now just see here, now here what would be there? Now sodium will react with HCl. So sodium is positive part, Cl is the negative part. So positive will react with negative, and it will form here an ACl, and one compound will be water, H2O, plus another one is carbon dioxide gas. What is this one? Carbon dioxide gas. Now check whether the reaction is balanced or not. Reaction is not balanced, but we can balance it. Just 2 NaCl, 2 HCl. Now it is balanced. Everything is balanced. You can check. Okay. Now try to understand. So this is salt. Just see. This is sodium. Write down here. Sodium carbonate. What is this one? Sodium carbonate. What is this one? This is hydrochloric acid. Hydrochloric acid. What is this one? This is sodium chloride. What is this one? Sodium chloride. This sodium chloride is salt. Okay. This is water. What is this one? Water. And this is carbon dioxide gas. Carbon dioxide gas. Okay. Same way you can take calcium carbonate also. So the calcium carbonate react with HCl and it forms CaCl2 plus H2O plus CO2. This is gas. Okay. Just see. Always remember here one important information is there. The outer covering of air, that is made up of calcium carbonate only. What is that one? It is made up of calcium carbonate. Outer white means outer covering of air, that is made up of calcium carbonate. Please balance the reaction here. 2HCl. Okay. Is there any problem here? Now their reaction with the, so this is the reaction of carbonate with acids. Now reaction of bicarbonate also you can take. So now just see, suppose I have taken, this is 2 with the carbonate. Now here I am taking, just see, an AHCO3 plus HCl. So what is the product here? Same product. An ACl plus H2O plus CO2. Okay. This is gas. Evolution of gas is there. Now just see. Here already reaction is balanced. No need to balance. Everything is balanced. Okay. With the carbonate you have to take 2 molecules of HCl. With the bicarbonate only 1 molecule is enough. Now you can take calcium hydrogen carbonate. Okay, hold twice. Their reaction with HCl. Here balancing is required. Here you will form CaCl2 plus H2O plus CO2. Yes, that is there. Yes. So just see what is the conclusion here? When metal carbonate and bicarbonate react with acids, when metal carbonate and bicarbonate they react with acids, they form carbon dioxide gas along with salt and water. Now how you will test the presence of carbon dioxide? So as you know, carbon dioxide gas turns lime water milky. Okay, turns lime water milky. In lower classes you have studied. Okay, so let me complete that reaction also. Why lime water turns milky? Lime water turns milky due to the formation of calcium carbonate. See the here experiment also. Just see. This is iron stand. This is test tube. Here you have taken dilute HCl, and you can take here sodium hydrogen carbonate or sodium carbonate. Anyone, either one you can take. Now this is delivery tube. Thistle funnel is there, and this is funnel. Thistle funnel. Here what you have taken? Here dilute HCl. Drop by drop will go here. Here already you have taken NaHCO3. Okay. So in the thistle funnel you take dilute hydrochloric acid. Now it will go here. It will react with this one. Same way reaction would be there. Carbon dioxide gas will evolve. Now through the delivery tube, carbon dioxide gas should pass through lime water. What is lime water? Chemically lime water is calcium hydroxide. So this lime water turns milky. Now question arises here, why does lime water turn milky? Lime water turn milky due to the formation of calcium carbonate. How? Now let me rub this one and will write that reaction also. Means this carbon dioxide which is evolving here, you are passing through lime water. If lime water turns milky, means evolved gas is carbon dioxide, because only one gas turns lime water milky, that is carbon dioxide. Okay. So now why does it turn lime water milky? That also I will explain. Okay, so just take here carbon dioxide gas which is evolved here, CO2, pass through this one gas to lime water. Chemically lime water is calcium hydroxide, CaOH whole twice. So here what would be there? CaCO3, H2O. Just check here. Reaction is balanced. Everything is balanced. Yes. So just see. Lime water turns here, right? Lime water turns milky due to formation of calcium carbonate. Okay, this is only turns lime water milky. Turns milky. This one. Due to the formation of calcium carbonate, lime water turns milky. But remember, excess of carbon dioxide should not be supplied. And just see, turns milky due to the formation of, please write here one word, insoluble calcium carbonate. PPT is formed. Okay, but remember, if excess of carbon dioxide is supplied, then lime water which was turned milky earlier, milkiness disappear. Please write down here note, if excess of CO2 gas is supplied through lime water, milkiness disappear due to formation of soluble calcium bicarbonate. This one, calcium bicarbonate. I will write the reaction. Just see. First you have supplied in limited quantity. First you have supplied limited quantity. So this calcium carbonate and water is formed. Calcium carbonate and water is formed. Suppose you have supplied in excess quantity. So excess quantity means initially this was there. Calcium carbonate and water was there. Now further you are supplying carbon dioxide. So just see how the reaction would be there. Just see. Their reaction is here I am writing. Already in the solution calcium carbonate, water is there. Now further you are supplying carbon dioxide. So what would be there here? Just see. CaHCO3 whole twice. Okay. Just check here. Everything is there. Now reaction is balanced or not? 3 to 5, 6. 3 to the 6 oxygen. Everything is balanced. You can check here. This is calcium hydrogen carbonate. So milkiness disappeared due to the formation of calcium, soluble calcium hydrogen carbonate. This is calcium hydrogen carbonate. So once again I am repeating here, milkiness appeared due to the formation of insoluble calcium carbonate. And if excess of carbon dioxide gas is supplied to lime water, excess. So what is the meaning of excess? When you supply limited quantity already in the solution calcium carbonate and water is there. If you are supplying further carbon dioxide, so it will form, this calcium carbonate will be changed into calcium bicarbonate. And this calcium bicarbonate is soluble. What is this one? Soluble. Okay. So once it is soluble in the solution, milkiness disappears. So these are some of the what you can say features of reaction of carbonate and bicarbonate with the acids. And whatever example is given in NCERT book, all those examples I took and explained. Please note down all those things properly, because these are very, very important and useful content. Okay. And again your monthly test would be there, so anything can be asked. So please see all those things. Okay. So one more property of acids I am completing here. Okay. As you know, acids are good conductor of electricity. Okay. How? With the help of one activity we can prove. This is one beaker, and here what we have taken? We have taken rubber card. What is this one? This is rubber card. In this rubber card, I have fitted here 2 iron nail. What is this one? 2 iron nail. Okay. And they are connected with a bulb. And this is switch. What is this one? Switch. Okay. And now this is 6 volt battery. Okay. And now just try to understand here. Okay. Now here you take dilute acids. Any dilute acids. Hydrochloric acid or sulfuric acid or nitric acid. So what you will see, if bulb glows, it means acids are good conductor of electricity. If bulb does not glow, it means acids are not good conductor of electricity. So in all the cases, whatever dilute acids we have taken here, all the cases bulb glows. It means acids are good conductor of electricity. Okay. So I hope that all these chemical properties of acids you understood, and rest of some more chemical properties are there, and some more chemical nature of acid is there. So we'll complete in upcoming videos. Upcoming videos means Monday, Tuesday classes. But remember, here onwards I will teach in the WebEx. Whatever today I have completed, again I will not repeat. In WebEx, here onwards I will teach. Hence it is advised to you that note down this one, see all those things properly, because your monthly test is also fastly approaching. Okay. So with this hope and belief, thank you.